I didn't even mean to be come on here. I look like Death on Wheels, but I don't really care. Something's going on with my stream. Like I couldn't log into my account, so like I'm trying to see if I can get in through it with this because it's crazy. But I do know this, guys, that when you are on the winning team, right? You need to always remember that you are the one in control of your whatever it is you're seeing. You are the creator of your own world. So I'm safe, I'm protected, I am this, I'm that. Things that you may perceive can be diluted like right now because you are at the threshold of shifting your life. So things are going to be acting funny. Remember your roots. That's all I'm going to say for today is remember your roots. Remember the one that's always been with you. The you that you've always held on to. You never compromised that part. You went without, you went to nothing for that. You never compromised that part of yourself. And you never will. That's what makes you separate. And that's what makes you protected. That's what makes you in charge of your own destiny. They can't destiny swap with somebody that don't even, how can I say this? That don't even have one their self, okay? There's a reason why you never compromise for things of the world, for who you are internally. You couldn't sell out because you're not your own to sell. You've been bought with a price. Some of you guys aren't even consciously aware of this. And I didn't even expect anybody to come on because I had like a dead zone. So kind of like, all right, just I thought I was talking to myself there. But anyways, yeah, you didn't compromise yourself. That is testimony. You were willing to lose it all to not compromise yourself, that moral compass you have inside, that like you just, that knowing if you go and like make that OnlyFans or whatever, that you are slowly chipping away at that self. It's that you would have never compromised, despite all the shit you did do, right? You never compromised that truth. And that truth is coming out. And that's why things might be not, just remember, function at your highest. Don't be in fear. Things that you might perceive right now as paranoia or fear, they aren't even real. Don't let your mind play tricks on you right when you're at the threshold of the door of the breakthrough, of you noticing who you are and who you were brought here to be. Your purpose, like the ants. The worker ants, they know their place. The queen, they all do their thing. You're learning your purpose. You're not just wandering around out here anymore. Just getting by. Trying not to be a target more than you already was. You know what I mean? No more. Because you are awakening to the truth of why you never could compromise that. Because it's not yours to compromise. Like I said, it's God, your God's. That's why. And that's another reason why your life's been so hard. And not everybody will relate to this, but they should, you know. And if they could, it's hell, but it gives you a sense of strength. Like you will always have you no matter what, because you've been to homeless. You have sacrificed all the earthly things. You've detached from every earthly desire in this world to keep from compromising yourself. That part of you that you, since you were a kid, you were born with it. Maybe she's Maybelline. You know what I mean? She was born with it. You were born with it. You know, maybe it's Maybelline, haha, the commercial or whatever. So yeah, with this being said, knows who you are, knows that everything that is happening in your vicinity is, you have the game controller. You're the only one experiencing this. Like behind your eyes. It's your experience. People can't destiny swap with what isn't theirs. We're not of this world. This is, and it's all up in the scriptures. That's what's been blowing my mind today, right? And guys, I'm not representing religion. I'm representing, I guess, I those of you guys that know, and the rest, just hope get entertainment, whatever you want to do. I don't care. But that book, a lot of it's in there of what is going on today with like the war against AI, all this weird shit, and it's all falling. Like a wise man once said, "I know that I know nothing." Right? So I don't have it all figured out, but I've been seeking a lot to try to find why I've always had this splinter in my mind. You know what I mean? And that's why I really never was judgmental towards other people, because I knew I had a giant one in mine too. Like, we're all have this like mask on, and I never could compromise to put that mask on to fit in their box. You know what I mean? Fuck the box. Some of us aren't designed to be put in a category or a box, and that's the way God intended for it to be, the glitch that he needs in this time, because the 70 years is up. And if you know what I'm talking about. Elizabeth's dead. The 70 years is up. It's all there. It's all written in that book. He turned his back because of disobedience. That's why nobody ever really heard or seen any miracles or wonders of God. So the wicked built their wealth. Well, now they have to transfer it over to the righteous because their time's up. They had their chance. I don't know what else to say. This is just the Holy Spirit having its way, because I don't know exactly what I know. I know in my heart and my bones and my soul what I'm talking about, but to break it down for just everyday people, it can be very complex. And I know some of this information can upset your nervous system to the point where you need to settle down. There's levels to this stuff, guys, to this consciousness, to this awakening, to this just being aware of what is going on. You're not just up doing the same thing you did yesterday, routine, without any spontaneity. Is that spontaneous? Spontaneity? Is that a word? In your life, you don't even second guess it. You take your kid to Dunkin'. You're late getting them there because that's the only way you get them out of bed. And it's the same thing every day, and you never question it because you were never taught to. We're destroyed for lack of knowledge. We perish and are destroyed for lack of knowledge, for just a little bit of knowledge, because they got to sow me versus you. You don't even want to hear what I'm saying if it's foreign, or trying to get you to think a little bit like, how could we come up with a solution for you? Fuck what other people think. You don't need their validation to do what you know is right for you. Like, if you're like me, guys, you're definitely not perfect. That flawed to the frickin' 9. But there's still that innocence that you've guarded yourself since you were a child, because nobody else was there to guard it for you. And you still have it. That's why you can laugh. That's why you can be kind of goofy. You're not taking things too seriously. It's all going to work out. And like the harder times are behind you, because it was all lessons, strength training. You going through, like, you not willing to like sell your body or promote your body, whatever, is like, and willing to just sacrifice all your materials for nothing. You don't think God's going to reward that in the long run? You didn't sell out. You didn't sell out on his spirit. You kept his vessel somewhat clean. Yeah, it's not, we're not perfect. We're not perfect by a long shot, guys. Hard telling how many bodies we might have had, but when it comes down to the trajectory of your life, you have maintained a pureness about you that gives you a certain clean rap sheet when it comes to like Satan and the devil and the way they like counsel against us, right? It's all, and I'm like, at the end of the day, I wonder if it's all just entertainment on their, like we, like, you know how like the football, we watch football. I wonder if we're all, it's like for some gamblers up in the stars. You know what I mean? Just making bets, not even knowing what the hell we're doing. But I didn't even mean to come live, at all. I know I got with Death on Wheels, but I felt like I needed. They're trying to block me out of my account, so like I came in through a notification, and this was the only way to get on here. So like, there's no coincidence that you were here today, because I definitely didn't plan on doing this at all. I just got on here and just started helping myself where I'm at, actually. And I know that I'm not alone. So doing that can help you really think back on your life from all the times that you didn't compromise yourself for the ways of the world. And even if you did, you didn't do it enough to where you were fully taken out of, you know what I mean? Because they can't, what's it say? You can't remove a child of God out of God's hands. Nothing will. Not a devil in hell. And you got to understand that. When they come, you don't be fearing the one that can kill just the flesh. Be wary of the one that can kill both the soul and the flesh, right? I mean, what's the worst they can do is buck you off, you know? Big deal. Oh, that's funny. All right, but I'm gonna go for now, and I am gonna try to get in here and see if I can even log on to my thing. If not, this will be the last time you see me. And hopefully that's not the case, guys, because I really didn't mean to come on right now. But if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, it would be nice to know it. It would be nice to know that I'm not just up here sounding like a nut, because I know this stuff isn't your everyday out, like, it's things that people think but they never say it, things that they know about themselves but they never say, like, you know, they want to say it but they don't. That's like watching somebody do something bad and not saying nothing. You're just as bad as the guys doing it. You got to speak up for you. I read that somewhere today. You need to speak up. Your testimony alone to only glorify God, not to put people where they need to go in their little shitty marginal loser boxes. You're just going to let God do that, but your testimony is to glorify Him. That's it. Not to say, oh, my mom was a piece of shit, or, you know, no. It's you're to honor your mother and father. You know, put your testimony in where it needs to be. Like, what's your reasoning? Do you have a genuine reasoning behind wanting to do your testimony? Or are you just trying to put people on blast? Because trust me, I've wanted to do it and put people on blast town, but I realized they weren't worth it. They weren't worth my mouth speaking their existence. So I knew to glorify God throughout my whole testimony. And my testimony, you can see it on YouTube somewhere down in there. But it's a crazy one, for real. I'm lucky to be, I don't think I'm lucky. I'm just here. I'm here. I've had 9 lives. Let's just say that. But no matter what you're going through right now, I was there too. I feel like I can say that. And maybe your money's acting funny and you don't know what you're doing financially. And maybe I'm picking up on somebody's energy. Maybe I feel like maybe you're in a spot where you can't make your body do it like anymore, like be in the 9 to 5 rat race. So your money's acting funny, but you're like stuck in this, like, you feel like you're stuck somewhere, that you're trying to get out of that rut, because all you know is to work to produce, but your soul, your spirit is evolving past that whole situation. That's why you can't, it feels like you're being ripped in half if you go and force yourself to do these things. That's why you got to trust your manufacturer, the one that created you, the one that created the whole simulation. The 70 years reign is up. Do you see what I'm saying? The switch, the transfer is happening. This is the season. And like, catch what I'm saying in the spirit. And if you've read that, if you're that like mature and with what I'm saying in the spirit, you understand fully what I'm saying. So things are going to get a little wacky within your perception. Trust. Just, you are safe. I am safe. I'm protected. I am that I am, right? Hell, they've been coming up against him and like his whole thing for since it was made. Hell, I don't know. But I do know that they are aware that they had a certain amount of time. This isn't no surprise, okay? So, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. And I guess, I'd be pissed too. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to emphasize, or, I've always tried to like emphasize for that the opposition, if you want to put it that way. I always wonder why, God wouldn't forgive Satan. Things like as a child, why don't he get a second chance? He didn't want it. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. If you wanted it, you'd have it. Simple. That's it. That was the answer I got. He didn't want it. So, hey, lust it up. That's what's going on right now. Just the World Wide Web has got people acting a fool. Selling their soul for likes and things like that. And like, I'm talking within yourself, your morals, your essence. Like you just, when you go back home and you realize mom ain't mom, she got gray. Like you go back home, you realize things aren't the same. Like time's hitting everything. Time's got its hands on everything. Everything you touch, everything you look at, everything you see, time has it's not going to wait on nobody, not you or me. But the 70-year reign's up. Hallelujah. Elizabeth's dead. And the phony queen, phony Babylonian there. Everybody knows she's been phony since day one. Oh, that's horrible. All right, I'm going to go. I'm not trying to put I don't even know none about British politics. I don't even know why I said that. Glory be to God for this message and everything that was said in it. I hope you guys enjoyed it and related, all right? And I'll be back next time here in a little bit or something like that. And until next time, stay up, guys. Not too late. I love you guys. Good to see you too.